talking about with yourself, building your confidence, and like with Danielle, giving her things that she's good at to help build that confidence so that, you both hit huge PRs. So what is some of the other things that you use to strengthen your mental game, or even your athletes' mental game? Some of the things you might tell them, or even use in programming, to help strengthen their mental game. As you know, this is a huge mental sport. Most of us can do anything, but the mental aspect is what's going to hold some of us back.
Right. For Danielle, and we, for a while, Danielle really struggled with getting in her own head, and as she was going for big attempts on a snatch or a clean and jerk, and she had to kind of find it within herself and take the initiative to figure out how to get over it. And she found a book. I don't know what the name of that book is called.
Now she's going to have to post it.
Yeah, I'll get it too. But she found a book on mental training and strengthening exercises and stuff you can do. And while she was training, I think one of the things that was suggested in it was to, in a journal or right there in your training notebook, was to write down positive things about each set.
A champion's mindset.
A champion's mindset. Okay, she just walked in and told me. She forgot to text me earlier.
Yeah, 15 mental conditioning steps to becoming a champion athlete.
Yeah,
this is the book. It's magical, y'all.
A champion's mindset.
Yeah, it's not about weightlifting. You have to kind of tweak it to fit what you need, but it's gold, y'all.
Sweet.
We've used it on at least 3 of our athletes so far.
That's awesome.
Each one has seen a lot of positive results.
I'll definitely post that.
Yeah, that's a good one. She was in her training notebook. She would write down one positive thing about each set. Whether it was, I kept the bar close, I finished the pull, it was the bar moved fast. It could be anything. It could be something as simple as it just felt good, felt like a good set or a good rep. Instead of, a lot of people get on the flip side of that, they think only about fixing the negative things. And a lot of people are kind of hesitant to, really reach out for help because they think that that's only what coaching is you pointing out the negative things about the set, which is not true at all. If you can really, get to know your athletes and know how they communicate, some people I can just talk to, I can say, hey, that didn't look good at all. They were like, all right, I'll fix it. And then they roll with it and they fix it and it's all fine. And I didn't hurt anybody's feelings. Some other people, you have to be like, hey, look, that bar moved super easy. It's okay that you lost it behind you, but it's moving the way I want to see. So just expect it to be there this time and go for it again. And those are things that, the communication side is important. But I think I got off topic here. We were talking about confidence.
Mental game.
Yeah. The mental game.
The things we do for it.
The journaling. That's what I talked about.
And then so when I lift, we practice doing 1 cue. So I'm an overthinker, which a lot of us are. And so I would sit there and think of all the things I need to do in each step. And I would end up freezing. I would do a pull and then my body wouldn't move. And it was almost like I was like chickening out, but it was like I just couldn't process what else to do because I was thinking so much. So what we started doing, my cues, they changed, but right now it's feet and punch for snatch. And so the feet cue is to help me finish my pull so I don't rock forwards. And then the punch is to make sure I pull under because that's what I was doing. At 100, I was pulling it and I pulled under it a bunch of times, but I would just pull it and loop it behind me or lose it out front because I wasn't finishing. So we added the punch in and that worked. And then for clean and jerk, for cleans, it's feet again because I short my pull on there really bad when I get heavy. And then for jerks, we're still working on it. Recently, it's been straight. So I just think on my dip, I think straight, and it helps me punch underneath it. Same thing. I think a lot of it stems from shoulder injuries. Like I don't have that confidence overhead like I used to. So Yeah, a lot of focus on being strong over there. But that's what the confidence comes from, not overthinking.
Yeah.
Simplifying, and all of it's not just one piece that fixes it. You have to have all the little pieces that match up.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely see what you're saying about like people not fit, always not going to a coach because they think it's going to be negative. I think we see it more with male athletes, I guess I would say. I see it more with them, like a CrossFit male athlete coming over to weightlifting. They're a little more reluctant because they like to do the things they're good at. And usually with women, it's a little easier. They look for that. They look for that coach. They're a little more, I would say, less egotistical, I guess, when looking for coaches compared to a male athlete has a lot of ego and it doesn't want to be told that they're doing something wrong. So I like what you said was like just always be positive or try to be positive with those athletes and not so much critique, the negative.
Right. I even have some people down here that when they started with me, they've had other coaches in the past work with them. But then when they started working with me, every single set or rep that they did, they would look at me and be like, what can I fix? And they would ask me that. I was like, nothing.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, nothing. Yeah, you did it. Go sit down and be happy about it, So,
yeah.
And I told them, I ended up having to tell those types of people, hey, I'm not going to have something to say on every single set. There's only going to be a few things that we're going to try and work on. And once that's fixed, then we'll address something else that may or may not be a huge problem. But, you're not as broken as you think. Like, you can do this pretty good. All you got to do is just get the exposure and work at it a little bit. And that's where we make our progress.
Yeah, and I could definitely see it change in athletes too. Like as an athlete gets better, they almost look for more feedback because the progress might slow down a little bit because they're getting more advanced. So they actually look for more feedback, and that's not always the case. Sometimes it's just like, listen, you're doing the right things, and let's keep going where we're going. So that I definitely like that, and the visualization. I remember Danielle posting about a lot. Definitely is huge. Is huge. I do it almost every day before every lift, before every session. I think about the session. So it's definitely something good.